What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another very special Burnout Brighter E3 show. My name is Matt.
Woo
I'll be your host for
woo.
today's events, and I'm joined as always by my lovely co-host Destiny.
Hey guys.
We have been covering a whole bunch of cool games that we have been seeing at E3, and on this episode, we're going to be talking about Coromon, which is a new monster catching RPG coming from the team over at, hold on, I have it in my notes, Tragsoft. Tragsoft is making Coromon, which is a new monster catching RPG where you're going to go around, catch a whole bunch of monsters, very Pokemon-esque, and go around the world and do your thing. So we just got a look at the demo, and Destiny, you are not somebody who's a huge monster catching Pokemon fan,
I'm
but you
not.
sounded pretty excited as we saw Coromon. Can you tell me a little bit about what stood out to you?
It really reminded me of like just old school games. Like the first time I would like blow in my cartridge to put in like Sonic, like the colors just jumped out at me. The animation is very like reminiscent of that time. And they
Mm-hmm.
actually said like they pulled a lot of that from that. So I was like really excited. It's kind of like an ode to like some of the games in the past. And as I said, yeah, I'm not really one of those who just goes around and likes to catch monsters, but this was really interesting because it actually has a very deep lore, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm really interested in seeing like how the story plays out. Not only that, you guys know character creation is one of my favorite parts of any game, and there are so many different options for your character, and they really like to focus on the fact that you could put yourself in the game or whoever you want in the game. So I thought that was really great. It's just a cute game overall, so I was pretty excited about that.
Yeah,
What about you?
I'm really impressed with the amount that they're doing to make this game feel different than something like a Pokemon or a Temtem. Um, they have difficulty options right from the jump, which is huge for this kind of game, which isn't very common in the genre. Everything from just a very easy mode, which will do things like make battles easier, make things cost less, all the way up to basically a Nuzlocke option, which for anybody unaware, Nuzlocke is a way of the game, as a way that you play some of these monster catching games, usually Pokemon, where every time that you have a Pokemon die in battle, you have to release them into the wild and you lose them forever. So it's like it's meant to be a very, very incredibly difficult challenge. And they have this added the default, and they're working on new custom difficulties where you'll actually be able to customize what things you want to be more difficult and in what different ways. So that's
Right.
really, really cool. And that's also very accessible, right? It gives a lot of people who aren't looking for an incredible challenge, or who do think that something like Pokemon has become too easy. They have, options for everyone and different save slots, which is huge. So you can kind of replay in different ways. And I love that their answer, because we asked them about that, why, with the decision to have difficulty options, and their answer was kind of like, why isn't this normal? Like, why
Yeah,
not
like
make
why
things
not have that? Because
exact?
it used to be actually like a normal thing. And that was another thing that like brought back like their kind of shout out to old video games. You used to be able to pick the difficulty level that you would play. And for someone who likes to play casually, I'm not like a hardcore like I don't want to struggle all through the game. I
Mm-hmm.
love that. And so like they really are like trying to like make this game available and accessible to everyone. And the fact that you brought up that you can mod the game later in time, and he specifically talked about listening to the community that's
Mm-hmm.
already playing the game, and I really like that because they kind of want it. Their dream is to turn it into a franchise, and I think they're going about it the right way. They're listening to the people who are playing it,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're implementing the things that like people are asking for, and that's that top
Yeah,
tier.
I was really impressed with what I saw. The monster designs look interesting, and something that I found really, really cool is that there's actually three different color schemes for each monster, and the color scheme actually relates to their potential ability level. Something that this game is doing that a lot of these other monster catching games don't do is that you can actually customize the way that they level up. So you actually have like your skill points that you can put into attack or special defense, but each creature has a different potential ability. That's like you have like your normal and then your two higher options that can, you can customize them further and further to a degree and have more ability points to use on them. So I think that's really cool, and to have them into like the different colors, like we have things like normal and shiny and a lot of these other kind of monster catching games like Pokemon, but Coromon actually ties the different colors and the rare bit, like their how rare they are, into their ability system, which I think is really, really interesting. And Destiny, you mentioned the story already. The story the story that they're referencing heavily from is Golden Sun and Legend of Zelda, and I am a huge Golden Sun fan. We haven't had a good one in I mean, we haven't had one in forever.
Yeah.
So having that kind of be their story inspiration gets me really, really excited because we did hear a little bit about the story, and we're not going to give any spoilers, but like you definitely like the lore does seem deep. The way that they're setting everything up sounds really, really interesting. So I'm stoked to see how that all plays out. Destiny, what did you think about the art style? Because this kind of pixely art style and like with the backgrounds looking as impressive as they did, what did you think about the way that the game looked?
Like you know, I loved it. Like I said, it really reminds me of like playing like Zelda, like the way that they've broken up the different areas of the land, so like everything doesn't look the same. You're not always in a forest going from city to city. Like you're literally in different places that have their own kind of culture. Not only that, it's just like the colors are so bright and in your face and like happy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, and the music is like just very, very nice. It's all done so well. I love pixelated characters, and I thought one of the nice touches is that they have emojis that pop up, the little yellow faces that we all use
yeah.
pop up to show like the expressions of what the characters are feeling. And I thought
Hmm.
that was a nice way of showing that without having to use a lot of dialogue, especially in a game like that. um, I think one of the nice surprises is that they actually popped up in the game as
Yeah,
they were showing the demo. Like character versions of themselves were in the game, and I thought that was cute.
yeah, I thought that was really cute as well. The other thing that I'm really excited about is they started talking about a little bit of what online will look like in the game, where again, like the different because of the different potential and the customizability that you have with your Coromon, you know, you could come up against the same Coromon that has wildly different stats depending on how you kind of build your characters. So I think that's really cool. The thing that we ended the demo on, which is kind of like one of the big major parts of the game, was a Titan battle, and Titans are kind of the one of the mysterious forces in the world of Coromon. That your initial goal is to go and study them and figure out what's going on in the world. So we saw a battle with one of these titans, and they're taking a lot of inspiration from other JRPGs and actually adding like tiered fights to these titan battles. So it's not just here's the Coromon, take it down. You have to actually do different things to take them down, and different different phases that you'll go through. What did you think of that final boss fight, Destiny? Because that was quite a doozy.
I literally like his HP was like so incredibly high compared to like the Coromon, and it immediately brought me back to like PTSD. I was just like, oh my god, this is Final Fantasy VII all over again with the freaking Guardians, where they're just so overpowered, and like the battles are so long, and like by the time you end it, you're just like, oh my god, like
Yes.
so that's the feeling I got from it, even though it didn't seem as hard and like as long. It's like they have like, I don't know, like maybe like 38 times the HP as what your as your character. But what I did like is that you keep playing until all of your Coromon faint. So if you have like 8 Coromon, you have 8 chances to try to defeat it.
Hmm.
And I think that's really important because, as you mentioned before, Matt, you have to do different things to try to take this character on, to try to get him down. And
Hmm.
it's a little bit of strategy, right? It's not just you playing turn based. Like you really have to think. So one of the moves that he did when his ghost Coromon died is that he cast a spell which drained um,
All the SP.
the yeah, all the stamina from the character, and then that intel helped him when he picked his next Coromon. So I think that's like just things you learn as you're playing. So I like that there's a bit of a learning curve with this as well.
Yeah, the strategy that you have, like they have their classic typing structures, which you'll find in any kind of you know, monster catching genre. You'll find you have the different types that'll be super effective, better or worse against other types of Coromon. So you do have that level of strategy, and you have to be smart about which Coromon is going out on which phase of the fight, and really working together as a team to be able to take these titans down. Because the battle itself was big and it was interesting and it was a lot of fun to watch. So Coromon will be coming soon. We know that it's coming to Steam. We know that it's coming to iOS and to Android. You can find a lot more at Coromon.com. So make sure you go check it out. Wishlist it if you haven't already. As we've been saying in these videos, wishlisting is incredibly
Wish list
important.
everything. Also, Coromon the demo is on Steam as well. So if you
Yes.
just want to check out the game, like here's your chance. And I tell you, if you are a big fan of old school games, JRPGs, turn based, any of those, Pokemon, I think you'll really, really like this.
Yeah, I agree. It has a lot of that old school Pokemon that you know, we've been waiting for a little while. So go check out Coromon, go check out the demo, wishlist it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you keep it locked here because we're gonna have a lot more content coming all over the course of E3 and Summer Games Fest. So keep it locked. We're gonna have more dev stuff and plenty of more goodness.
Yes.
We'll see you
Stay
guys very
tuned.
soon. Peace out.
Deuces.